Yo, what up YouTube? It's Rain. The mama. Now what this is the Huarache Scream Green. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a review and then it will flick into a comparison. Okay? Comparison between the these and I want to say OG pair, but they're not OG because the OG pair came out in 1991, and the main difference of the OG pair was the colours were the same, probably a little bit darker in regards to the Scream Green, but the actual tab or this Huarache symbol only came in, I think it came in the 1996 pair, or the 1996 review of the Huarache, because in the 1991 this was actually a Nike Air tab. I can't remember what it looked like. I didn't have those ones, so let's just keep it moving. Anyway, so firstly, do I need to turn on the light? Maybe not. So you got that midsole, that's that authentic old school foam midsole. Yes, it will crease as you walk, but that's just how the Huaraches are. Just bear with me 1 second. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, so that's how the old school Huaraches are. Then you've got that toe box, the proper mesh toe box, not that. I know everyone's going crazy about that breathable toe box that's on the triple white Huaraches. Me personally, I hate it. I think it was the worst thing to put on the Huarache ever. Then you've got that blue kind of cap to the toe box with the actual Scream Green material underneath, which I think is a nice touch. When you look at the sides, you got that tumbled leather, and I think it is really tumbled. I think it is a good quality leather. Now don't quote me on how good it is, but it looks quite good to me. However, if you notice that from it being tumbled up here, really tumbled, you can make that out. When I pan down, you can see it kind of smooths out. You see that? The stitching thus far on these are good. However, historically, stitching on Huaraches have not been that great. So when you put them on, they tend to break and they tend to pop, or some of the stitches tend to pop. It's a minor-ish. You just got to be careful how you're putting them on. Then you've got that back tab. Now, I'm going to show you something in a minute, which you may or may not blow, it may or may not blow your mind, but I'm going to show you anyway. But yes, it is a Scream Green, and then you've got that little part there. They do say, people do say, in regards to sizes, you should order a size up in Huaraches. Me personally, I don't do that. I'm a size 7, so I wear a size 7. Then you've got that classic Nike Air midsole, or Nike Air Huarache midsole. Pay attention to that, you'll see why in a minute. So nothing really new to report there. So Nike Air Huarache, these came from the States. They are the same version. There is no differences in the versions as far as I'm concerned. Now, what I'm going to do is point out some of the differences to the old, well, I call it OG, but they're not OG. The 1996 or maybe 1997 versions of the Huarache. Now, you tell me, what's the first difference? So these are the old school ones, and these are the newly released ones. Right, firstly, you can see the actual Scream Green is a different shade. So realistically, one of these isn't Scream Green, if that makes sense. So either this isn't Scream Green, or they've changed it and invented this new green and called this Scream Green. I hope you can understand or get what I'm saying in regards to that. In regards to the pull tab, you can definitely see the differences in the pull tabs, or sorry, not pull tabs, the rear tab. So this is a darker, more translucent tab, and this is just like brilliant, kind of almost radiant. Now, what people might say is, well, maybe because you've had these a long time, Rain, that's the reason why it's faded. Now, if you look at the trainer in itself, like these are almost 50, well, 1990, let's call it 1996. So these are very old. So for them to be in this condition, in comparison, there isn't much wear on them, if you can see that. Yes, there is. These are over 10 years old. Anyway, let me flick around. I'll use this one. So, the tumbled leather. On the Huarache, the OG or the 1996 version, that tumbled leather goes right the way down the trainer. However, it is not as tumbled as the top of the OG. Sorry, not I'm talking bare shit. Not as tumbled as the new release version, if you can see. Hopefully you can make that out. You might not from there, but I'll come down so you can see that. You can see how tumbled it is. So this is the 2014 version, and then this is the older version. You see, tumbled all the way. Then even the sock liner. So let me get into a different position. Even the sock liner is a different type of blue, and you probably won't be able to make it out too tough. On the older version, which is this, it is a deeper, less shiny blue or material than is on this. You can kind of see that this is kind of almost shining and sparkling, and it is a little bit lighter. When I pan over to this, no shine, no sparkle, and you can see that it's a lot deeper. Minor thing, it is a minor thing. The other major thing, if I turn these like that, so now you can see that these have been worn. So this is the 2014 version, 2006 call it version. Now on them, you can basically see the only difference is the Nike Air on the new version is screen green, and the Nike Air on the old school one is blue. Difference. Now, people might say, what's your thoughts on the quality? I would say, me personally, on these, I would say prepare for some heartache, because I can just see some, not flaws, but I can just see some issues. So firstly, the glue here, that's going to come away. I'm telling you, after a few uses. The pull tabs, I'm just not sure how sturdy that is at the back. Really not sure. It's almost like it's been molded on, where this part of the pull tab is all one thing. So from the black to the green, it's all one thing. However, on this, it seems like it's been molded together. So when you're putting these bitches on, be careful. Be very, very careful. And remember, they're prone to snapping and all that kind of stuff. But away from that, they're scream greens, and they are OG. And boy, they are for sale. So they're going to be releasing in the UK potentially on the 6th, or May. Is it the 6th? Yeah, 6 is a Friday. Huarache's released on the Friday in the UK. However, if you can get them from the US. However, they'll probably cost you $100, and you'll have to pay, if you're getting them from one of those websites, you might have to pay a customs charge. So be very, very wary of that. Anyway, Rain the Mask. It was a review, kind of in depth.